Hello, welcome to another video. So in today's video, first of all, if this is your first video in this series of videos, I would highly suggest that you go check out some of those other videos as well. I gave very strong disclaimers in those videos, so we're not even gonna get into all that today. I want you to go and look at those videos so you can get an idea of what I'm doing here and what I'm not doing. But today we're going to talk about the mobile massage apps. At the end of this video, I do have like some coins, some money stuff to show you. I'm not necessarily telling all my business, so if that's what you're here for, that's not what you're going to get. But I'm just trying to show you how much money could you make, and just how to get into the swing of making some coins for yourself in this business. Remember, I said in those other videos, this video and none of the other videos that I do like this is trying to lure people into the field of massage therapy. If the Lord has not called you here in this field, this video isn't even for you. I'm not even talking to you, okay? But for those of you who are called and you just need instructions as to how you get started, I hope that this video and the other videos in this series will be helpful for you. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. This thing, I know a lot of people have questions, comments, concerns about safety doing mobile massage, and you should be concerned. You should want to be safe. Safety is important. So I have some notes here, just a few things that I would, that you should consider when taking appointments, just to make things a bit more safe. I will tell you this, girl, we starting already. Okay, we starting already, because I had this as my last point. I'm about to make it my first point, and that's what I just said. If the Lord has called you to this field, you'll have his protection in this field. Okay, a lot of the people who say crazy stuff happen and just all manner of foolishness is because they themselves were doing stuff that they should not be doing. I have witnessed some of these things. So if you are doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing, you're doing freaky stuff, and you're just doing short enough sorcery, you actually should be afraid of what could happen if you go to some random person's house. That's what I'm going to say. We're going to start it like that. Okay, you wanted the truth. You didn't click on this video because you wanted me to sit here and tell no lies. That's why I was having a hard time starting this video. I was trying to lie to you. Not really, but you know what I mean. I was trying to be nice, but it's not nice. But it's not nice. It's the truth. It's the truth. So that's the most important thing. I definitely pray before, after, during, whatever. I'm not going to just take an appointment just because it's a lot of money. I'm not just going to take an appointment just because somebody said, hey, come over here, do that. No. So that's the top thing that I would like to say. But safety absolutely is important. The first thing I have is let someone know your whereabouts. I mentioned this, I believe, in the other video. There's a feature on the iPhone, I know for sure, that you can share your location. Just let somebody know where it is that you're going to be going. If you're going to be taking appointments that day, what side of town you're going to be on, all those things. Let somebody know. Take appointments at appropriate hours and places. Okay. Now, remember, I'm doing all these things before I go into telling you about the apps. Take appointments at appropriate hours and places. Hotels have an extra security because it's at a hotel. You had to go through the front desk, check in with the front desk, say, hey, if I don't come back here to check out, come and check on me, type of thing. You know what I mean? So there's extra security when you are taking appointments at hotels versus someone's home. Okay, that's something definitely for you to consider. The next thing is communicate with the clients via text so that they're expecting you. So, they tie up their dogs or whatever else they have going on. Let them know what to expect. So let them know that you're coming, communicate with them. I told you, I would send out a text message. Say, hey, this is Tansy. I'm on my way. My ETA is. Just make up yourself a little text and have it ready to go on your phone so you can copy and paste it and you can send it out. Be communicating with them. And I say this because sometimes you can gather some foolishness just by the communication. Okay. If they didn't respond at all, there's nothing wrong with canceling an appointment. There's nothing wrong with canceling an appointment, okay? Another thing, and I actually don't have this on my notes, is when you see the address in these apps, go ahead and take that address and put that address in Google. Put that address in whatever navigation system you're using. Look at the address. I'm not telling you to stereotype people. Say, oh, this is a big house, I'm going to get a big tip, because that's not always the case. Okay, that's not always the case. But what's looking like around here? Is this actually a home, or is this just an empty lot? You're able to do those things on your own. Okay, so be wise there, and then communicating with the clients. The next thing is, and also we'll communicate with the clients. If someone changes the address, let's say you see an address in the app and then they say, hey, as a matter of fact, we switching things up and we're not going to go to the address in the app. We're going to go to another address. You go ahead and you cancel that appointment. Okay. You let them know, go through the app and let the app know that you changed the address, because it's shady. So you need to be, when you're so hungry for money, thank you, Holy Spirit. When you're so hungry for money and you're so desperate to take clients and stuff like that, you're not able to discern well, fishy situations. Okay. So don't walk out here and just be some desperado for money and get yourself into anything. Okay. That's a pro tip. The next thing is to take couples massages. There's another therapist there with you. You could wait, outside until the other therapist enters there with you. I will be honest with you in saying that a lot of the times the couples massage be the worst ones, because you have to deal with the other therapists and the way they want to do things. Okay. But it can definitely be, an element of safety or an element of, security for you, especially if you're doing out calls outside of places like hotels and things like that. The next thing is, I already did that one. The most important, I told you I put it at the bottom. And the last thing before we start talking about the app specifically is, don't be stealing people's clients. Don't steal clients. I had to learn this the hard way. Their clients are their clients. I don't want their clients. I want my own clients. Now, if you're working at these apps, remember, much like I said in the establishment video, you're working at these apps because you are working to build up your own clientele, slow and steady. Have your own clients, okay? And a lot of times the people subscribe to these apps and stuff like that, and just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Just if they want to book an appointment with you, like if they want to book another appointment with you, tell them, go ahead and schedule me in the app. Especially if you didn't like the appointment, like they had a good massage, but you actually didn't like the appointment. Don't be giving out your information to these people, okay? Say, book me in the app. That way, if you see their information come up on the app, you let the app deal with them. They'll give them to another therapist or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Also, this is another thing, and that's give the correct feedback. If the feedback wasn't positive, give the correct feedback in these apps. Let them know, hey, when I went into the client's house, they cussed me out. When I went into I actually had that happen before. When I went to the client's house, they didn't cuss at me directly, but they were cursing because they were mad that I showed up early. Let them know this so that they can, be flagged accordingly by the apps. Like, don't put your fellow therapists in bad situations because they gave you a big tip at the end, and then you just, forgot the fact that they was cussing, smoking, and drinking. Nobody wants to deal with all that, okay? Nobody wants to deal with all that. So let's move into the apps, like individually, specifically. The first one on my list is Zeal. I really like Zeal. Thank you. You're probably not on this video now, but when I used to do these massage videos, I had a lot of people sign up for me under Zeal. I will go ahead and leave my code on the screen for you. If you choose to sign up with me, girl, thank you. If not, thank you as well. I mean, it's not a big deal. They do give you like a little commission or something like that, but it's really not that big of a deal. Zeal, their app, the interface of their app, like how the app works, is the smoothest for me. I know that it varies depending on where you live. I can't speak if you live in like a rural place or something like that. I live in Houston, and I don't live actually in Houston. I live outside of Houston, but to drive to Houston is not a big deal to me either. And then there's a lot going on around me. So if you don't live in a place that's like that, like, metropolitan and stuff, I can't speak if your apps will be popping in the same way. But Zeal is the one that is the busiest in my area. Their pay is fair. They pay on a weekly basis, right? So if you take, appointments through Sunday, you'll be paid for those appointments on the next week on Friday, depending on your bank. Maybe you'll get paid on Wednesday. Like I said, the payout is fair. They definitely have sort of an algorithm. All of these apps have an algorithm. So the more appointments that you take, the better off you are. Okay. The better your rating in some of the apps, the better off you are. And I will say this, that when I first started, I don't know, what is it, 3.5, 4 years ago, something like that. And I took an appointment. First of all, it took a while for the apps to start popping. They would send me stuff way across town. I'd be like, I ain't driving there. The first time I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and drive over there. Then the app started to roll. So you might have to take an appointment that initially that's further out than you would like, but you want your apps to be rolling. Okay. And if you want that to happen, you're going to have to, it's an algorithm. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest here with you. The favor of the Lord is also a thing. So sometimes, but I'm just being honest with you and saying that I actually had to take an appointment that was pretty far out. So don't frown upon that, especially if, you've never taken an appointment with the app. They don't know your rating. They don't know the customer feedback or anything like that. Okay. So keep that in mind. But like I said, the Zeal app is definitely the smoothest to use. The process of getting hired on by them can be a lengthy one. Okay. You might have to bother them a little bit. Okay. They've changed things from when I joined, years ago. It's more strenuous of a process, but hey, I'm just here to tell you how the apps work. You do what you need to do as far as application and all those things. The next one is Soothe. Soothe, let me go back to Zeal. Zeal has they have spa opportunities and things like that. That's something new that they do. I know that they do medical massage now as well. Lymphatic post. Everybody trying to get some of that post-op money. Remember that video? Everybody trying to get some of that post-op money. So they do these things now as well. They did not do those things back then. Soothe, they do these things as well. I found with Soothe, first of all, if you don't put it on instant confirm, which is I set this time and the app instantly confirms these. They instantly put these on my schedule. I don't like no mess like that. Okay. I want to see what's on this appointment. I want to see if I want to accept this appointment. Okay. I want to see where it's at. I want to see, Soothe. The way that I found that you are actually able to get appointments is if you set instant confirm. When you have Zeal has this option as well to do instant confirm. And I guess it could be, if you like that sort of thing, I guess it could be helpful. But Soothe does not. I have not been able to get appointments with Soothe in the past without having instant confirm on. Okay, and I don't like instant confirm because let me tell you, if you find something on your schedule that you don't like and then you decide you want to cancel it, that cancellation counts against you. Another thing with Soothe is you get paid more money based on, let's say somebody wants to add hot stones. Let's say somebody wants to add cupping. They'll pay you for that. Zeal, if you do that for Zeal, that's on you. There's no way to add any extra service or anything like that on the Zeal app, which is fine because I feel like their pay is fair, but Soothe adds those things in, or you could add those things in as well. So here is the next one. Oh, and the pay is decent. I believe their payout is quicker, right? It's just based on when they take the money and then pay it out, as opposed to Zeal. It's from Sunday to this day, from Sunday to Saturday, from Saturday to Sunday, something like that, girl. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's on a weekly pay basis. The next one is Big Toe. And I know it sounds absolutely crazy. And the name is Big Toe Yoga. And I don't play around with that yoga stuff. It disgusts me. Okay. But the app, I've gotten, I don't know how to get their clientele. Okay, I don't know how to get their clientele, but I found their clientele to be very good. And this app, in my opinion, pays the most. It's the least user friendly. So in the other apps, you can go in there yourself and say, hey, I don't want this appointment. I can go ahead and cancel it. On the Big Toe app, you're not canceling it. You literally have to call and speak to someone to cancel the appointment. Okay. All right. I've been waiting for another therapist to show up for a couples massage before, and the other therapist didn't show up. And I know that the other therapist didn't show up because you have to go through a lengthy process to cancel the appointment. Okay. You can't just go in there and cancel it so that they can send somebody else. They won't let you do that. So that's to be considered. I don't know. Theirs is not there. It just seemed like somebody put it together real quick. You can accept the appointments. Their appointments stay on there longer too. Soothe, baby, when Soothe appointments pop up, you better pop up and take them. If you even get one without being on instant confirm. If they pop up, you have to hurry up and take them. And I feel that it's like that because people do have their instant confirm on. Okay. Zeal is not like that. Zeal you'll have things waiting around a little bit, and then you can go ahead and get them. Now, don't wait too long, especially during a down season like now or something like that, because the therapist will be taking them. But I think what they do is batch send out, hey, here's 3 people. Let's send this appointment to these 3 people and see if they wanted type of thing. I think the other apps just send it out to all the therapists that they have, and it's like a grab party. I actually believe that in my area though, that Big Toe doesn't have a lot of therapists, okay? Because some of those appointments just be sitting there. They'll even reach out to you. Girl, they'll send you a text message, say, hey, can you pick this up? And another thing with Big Toe is you can actually change around the time, right? So you could change the time. Like, let's say the client wanted the appointment for 8 o'clock. Go ahead and claim it, and then contact the client and say, hey, I can do 9 o'clock. You can do that with Big Toe. Some of the other apps, you can do that with Big Toe, especially if they called you and asked you to take an appointment, girl, and they pay a lot of money. Okay, their clientele and however they charging the whole thing, they're on the money. Okay, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything. That's it. So I put that Big Toe was very lenient, which I do believe is true, but so basically all the apps are the same, except Big Toe's payout is a little higher. They do have, I would say they're less active than Zeal, but when you do get something, the pay is usually good. So just choose the app that's more popular in your area. Girl, choose them all. Choose them, get them all, and then schedule. Bring out your schedule. Manage your schedule accordingly. Go watch the mobile massage video that I made. Manage your schedule accordingly. You can do it. So, and that's the last thing that I have in this section is just don't mess up your opportunity. Let's say you are building your clientele, and then you're one of those people you like to cancel. If you're one of them late people, canceling people, this not gonna work out for you because the algorithm is not going to favor you to be favorable to the clients. Okay. And you're going to have a hard time with that. Also, if you show up and you just kind of like half do stuff, the people are going to, just like I told you, to be honest in talking about them. You can even say on the app, Zeal, I believe you can like rate them with a star rating. And then you can say if you would like to take them or not. So just like you can be honest with them, they can be honest with you. You came in there smelling like smoke. You came in there smelling like weed. You came there late and you didn't communicate your tardiness. All of these things are, they affect. You came in there with stank equipment, dirty equipment. The people are watching, okay, because it's not free. They're paying for this massage. And you have to think, they've actually paid for the service before you came there. So you had best come correct, okay? All right, so don't miss out on this opportunity by just half doing things, okay? So let's move into the last portion, the little treat I said I have for this video. In the paycheck stub, which I do have it. I just have to cut it out. I think I'll try to slide it on the screen here. This is just to help you with how do you want to spend your time? How do you want to spend your time? I'm not going to tell you what to do. Establishment pay. Here is a paycheck where I worked a total of 16 hours. Now, remember I told you in the other video, you just have to gauge what kind of place you're working at. So let's say you worked 3 days, and in those 3 days you worked a total of 16 hours. Okay. And the paycheck for this 16 hours, I think it's a 2 week. Yeah, they got paid every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, 16 hours, which means it's really looking like about two. It's really looking like about two days, but nevertheless, we're going to do 3 days because that's what I calculated here. 16 hours. The paycheck was $541. So that's around $33 plus tip. Most of the people there, I would say they left $10 to $20 tip. So let's just do $20 tip. So $53 an hour. It's a good deal of money. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. That's the pay. If you want to work more, I just can't see how it's beneficial. But if you want to work more, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay, but I'm just want to paint a picture for you as far as the money is concerned. So that's the pay for. That's a 2 week paycheck for working in an establishment at very little days, girl. Because as you can see, I'm not one to whirl myself down for nobody but the Lord. Okay. The next one is mobile massage. Now, I saw a mobile massage appointment. I did not take this appointment, okay? I've seen mobile massage appointments, let's say 4 hours, 2 2-hour massages for $300. That's one day. So if you go your little hind parts out there and you do 2 2-hour massages, you could get paid $300 for 4 hours and plus the tip if they feel like tipping. Okay. The next one I have is chair. A chair massage. I'm still trying to like it. Okay, I'm still trying to like chair massage. We'll get to some of that later if the Lord will allow. $250 to $300 for 3 hours. But in that time, you would do, 10 plus massages. I've done chair massage at like hospitals and things like that. And or like, let's say a teacher's lounge or something like this. They would send the teachers there. They would send the nurses and stuff there on their lunch breaks, and they would be in a line, and you literally would set your timer and be like, okay, 5 to 10 minutes, a little next something, because there were so many people. So even though you get paid, a great deal of money, sometimes there's a lot more people. I would say it's definitely, they're usually gifts. You want honesty. They're usually gifts. It's usually a treat. They're usually not having to pay for it. So they're not really all that picky. So there's that. Okay. Now, see, I told you I'm trying to like it, right? So I just wanted to paint that picture for you. Which one do you think is the best? I think mobile massage is the best. Working for an establishment, I told you yesterday, if you need to get in, get your feet wet, learn the ropes, see what it is that you like, what you don't like, I would definitely say start off there. But don't think that you have to be at some high-end spa or something like that to learn to give good massages and to have good clientele, because you don't. Okay, so as always, if you have a question, ask a question, and I'll see you in the next video.